Well, it's Wednesday morning in here, and it is quite breezy. I don't know if you can hear the wind. Let's see if we can. I can't really tell in the camera, but we got 20 to 25, gust to 35. It's saying by this afternoon it's going to be gust to 40, and the Cooper was cutting this morning and lost 2 of them, so he got a little gun shy, which I don't blame him. When you're, green like that, you're not real comfortable to start with, and then you add the wind to it. It doesn't seem to go real well. Well, I mean, you can see what I got going on here. I was sitting there trying to jump this tree off the stump, so I got the whole front back, and I was just trying to cut a little relief hinge in the front of it so it didn't bust it, because it's a pretty nice log. And the wind got to wiggling the tree around and kind of set it down and broke a little bit on the back, so it's pinched there, which no big deal. I took the saw off, the power head off. I'll get the saw out of the skidder when he comes back, and I'll zip that thing off. Won't be no sweat. But we was down in that bottom this morning cutting these great big old tall poplar, and it didn't go well. So I'm gonna cut for a while, and then if it gets too bad, we're just gonna hang it up for the day. It is what it is. Ain't worth getting killed over. These trees will be here tomorrow. They're not going anywhere, so it's not worth getting too crazy. But yeah, I mean, we're just pecking along. Yeah, you can kind of see them blowing now. I mean, look, it's really windy. Look at that tree moving. Woo. Yeah, adds a whole nother level of I don't know what you want to call it. Unexpected circumstances. That's what I like. I like that. I like that. You can make your best educated guess on how things are going to go, but ultimately at the end of the day, when it's blowing like this, Mother Nature's got the upper hand. So if it gets any worse, we're going to hang it up. I got plenty of other stuff to do. Go home and mow my grass. There's plenty to do. So we'll see how it goes. Cooper's running the skidder. Little dog's riding around in there with him. She's kind of got her a little messed up. She ain't sure what's going on, but she'll get used to it. But this is what's nice when you got 2 people cutting that can cut. You guys can take turns. It works pretty good. Cooper dropped a tree in the creek yesterday. He's down here cleaning it up. Got his swim shorts on. We are trying to get out of the wind today. I quit yesterday about lunchtime. I quit cutting yesterday about lunchtime. I was doing all right with the red oak and the gum, but I lost 2 pretty nice poplar in that wind yesterday, and I said, you know what, forget it. It ain't, number one, it ain't safe at that point. It ain't worth getting killed over. And number 2, you bust 2 logs, the footage you lose, by busting the good log, heck, it'll pay you to stay home. So we just threw into town as far as cutting. Cooper and I worked on this skidder door. I bet this door, I don't know, it's probably been a month and a half ago. I opened the door, the spit, and broke that strap. And when it did that, it got caught in the front tire and twisted the door up. So I got the door to close so I could stay warm in here, but we couldn't get out that way, so I always had to climb over the dog, which was a pain. So I figured, well, we had a half a day to kill. Let's try to see if we can't bend it back. It's pretty good. I mean, it's got a little gap up there, but I don't know. It's better than buying a new door, I guess. I just won't be able to take the skidder to the car shows anymore. It's not going to win the car shows. much we can do about that. So we're going to try to pack around and get as much done as we can today. The wind is supposed to get worse as the day goes on. So, you know, we're just gonna, we're cutting some low-grade mat timbers right now. So, you know, if you do pull a little bit, it's not the end of the world. But ultimately, if it gets too bad and he ain't comfortable with it, we're just gonna throw in the towel. Call it a day and go home and mow grass or something. Well, the little dog and I just left the bank. We got a little surprise. We're picking up a new toy tomorrow. We just signed papers on a loan for a track cutter. I haven't said anything about it because I've been going round and round over the last, I don't know, probably 3 weeks or so. Trying to make up my mind whether I was going to go that route or not. It's a pretty good, when I started in this business, I had junk. I mean, just junk. And we worked on junk all the time. That's all we did. We worked on crap. And of course, it don't break down when it's raining. It breaks down when you're using it. So I bit the bullet years ago and went in debt and bought some pretty nice equipment, something I could use and work with. And it worked out. But I had some pretty big payments every month, and it was pretty nice not to have that added level of stress. I guess for the past 2 years, I've been, you know, all that equipment's paid for. So it's been a pretty nice feeling not to be pushing and stressed that, you know, you got these great big payments coming in every month. So it was kind of a hard decision to go back in debt, you know, get back in bed with all that debt. But the more I thought about it, you know, the people comment, and even I say it all the time, man, if I had a track cutter, man, if I had a track, I say it all the time. So, and the other people commenting on the videos, they're saying the same thing. You need a track cutter, need a track cutter. But it's a big expense. But I think once I learn how to use it and I get fairly good on it, I don't even think I got to be great on it, but if I get fairly good on it, that machine, if it gains me an extra load a day, is all it's got to get me. It'll make its payment and put money in the bank. So I don't know. The only big risk I'm taking here is you know, if it breaks down and it's a, you know, catastrophic repair, that could hurt a little bit, but I don't know. It's a gamble you take. I guess, you know, if you don't gamble, you're not going to win. It's like if you don't play the lottery, you're never going to win the lottery. So I guess it's the same thing. But it's a John Deere. It's a 2012 John Deere 753J. It's in pretty good shape as far as the track cutter goes. I've looked at a handful of them, and they're pretty rough. Most of them are. But this one's in pretty good shape. So I got a low boy going after it tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. So I'll have it at the woods probably 9:30 tomorrow. So that'd give us something to play with tomorrow and bust a few trees, make a mess. But I've been working in this job. We kind of been working around tree cutter trees, so we're saving some trees to learn. So it ought to be exciting. It ought to make for some really good video. But who knows? Now all we gotta do is make the payments every month, right? Whacking a big old pin oak down there. Of it and messes the whole push it out. Gets it stuck, we're in trouble. I got down in there once to get him out and barely got the skidder bag out, so I can't really do that again. Almost to the woods with her. We'll get to try her out today and see what kind of mess we can make. We picked it up this morning. What time is it? It's almost 9 o'clock. So we'll have plenty of time to play with it today. Try to get the hang of it. We've been saving some trees to work with, so it ought to be interesting. It ought to be interesting. You don't realize how big these things are when you're standing next to them until you stuff it on a trailer. And then you're like, wow, that's a lot bigger than I thought it was. But we're going to flop and top with her. Well, we're tracking her down in the woods. We got to lay some mats across the creek. I'm gonna try to find me a spot out in the open over there where there's some smaller trees to tackle it. And I may end up switching some hoses around because they got this set up like knuckle boom controls, which, you know, running a knuckle boom, I can run a knuckle boom fine, but for some reason when I'm sitting in this machine driving with your feet and swinging with your hands, it's got my brain thinking excavator. So it's not coming like second nature, so to speak. But we'll see. I'm sure I'm gonna drop a couple on me, but this machine's made for it. I'll start with some small ones first and work my way up to some bigger ones later. Wish me luck. All right, I'm pecking along at it. I'm struggling a little. I think it needs new teeth. They were supposed to give me some new teeth with it, but they didn't put them on, so they said they're going to bring them back from the woods for me today, give them to me. Because the wheel keeps dying, and I think some of it's got to do with the dog teeth, and the other part is it's not the same as a rubber tire cutter where you just drive into it and close the arms. It's trying to boom out and down and all kind of stuff at the same time. It's tough. This I'm probably going to lose in the creek, but we're going to see what happens here. Go sideways. Come on, bitch. Go, girl. Once you get the hang of it, you know, I think I'll get it. It's just struggling to get it right now. All right, we got the fence over there. We got the creek down there. So we're playing with disaster here at the moment. But here goes nothing. Well, tore the side out of that one. Well, it is what it is. Gotta learn, at least it's on gum. I'll get it. Well, we're calling it a day. I'm going racing this weekend, so I ain't working this weekend. We ended up with 18 loads this week, so that's the best week we've had, or I've had in quite some time. We did get to work 5 days straight though, so that's a plus. We didn't get no rained out or anything, so hopefully we can do the same next week. We can start stacking up the loads and have some pretty good weeks here to come, because we got to pay for that cutter. So I want to thank everybody for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.